Hey folks, it's ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Alex the Assassin in his E100. This is a tier 10 game on Elhoof, and it's an encounter battle. Ooh, a special one to kick off with. And yes, this will be a special game. I love the damage. Anyways, sorry, before I start talking about our stock E100 model, I should talk about how to kill an E100, right? Because I always talk about this. I talked about everything else at the start of the game, right? Oh, right, of course, this is the E100, which is a tier 10 German heavy tank. One of the tier 10s, anyway. There are actually a bunch. More than you might expect, considering this is a Russian game, and the Russians tend to get all the awesome wines. But anyways, so obviously, lower plate, if you want to kill this thing. Other than that, there are a couple of cool ways to do it, all centered around the turret. As long as it's looking more or less right at you, you can go ahead and put a heat round or a gold round through this section of the turret. Because it's so flat, especially if you're a little bit above them, it flattens out incredibly. And then this, as much as you can't put a standard shell through it, I don't have the pen numbers offhand, but I know a standard shell probably won't go through it unless you're running a tier 10 tank destroyer, or something else with a lot of pen at tier 10. You just put a gold round through here when he's looking at you. If he's not looking at you, if he's angled to start like this, then don't bother shooting either the front or the side. You're just going to ricochet off. However, that being said, this tiny little corner here, if you look, you'll see that it is angled. So as soon as he rotates his turret into a spot where he is basically invulnerable, this flattens it perfectly, and you'll be able to put a round through that just the same as you could through the front. Now, how to kill an E100 without gold? Again, that comes down to shooting it in the lower glacis. You can put one through the drive wheel or either of the drive wheels. Be careful with this skirt. This is a whole bunch of spaced armor, and that is actually above the tracks, so you can shoot into that and then shoot through the tracks and then hit the hull. So more often than not, shooting into this skirt just results in nothing. So if you want to hit an E100 from the front, you got the lower glacis. Other than that, there's this tiny little bar up on top. This is the rangefinder, but it's actually quite easy to pen it, assuming you can find it. So you want to be either above him or taller than it. Something like a Type 5 can hit this not horribly, without too horrible amounts of, wow. It's almost like I haven't done this for like 2 weeks or something. But anyway, so, you can hit this, but it's harder. The other thing you can do is, if you're in something that is a little bit taller than it, you can fire down into the rear engine bay while he is got his turret turned, and you can actually clip these exposed vent hatches back here and stuff like that, and that will count as the engine top. And it's extremely easy to pen those, assuming you can hit them. So that's how you kill an E100. And we're going to talk a little bit while he rolls towards his goal about what's been happening for the past whatever since I last made a video. And I'm so sorry, by the way. It was not my intention to stop making videos or anything like that. Just nature came along and said, smack upside the head, have a great time, here you go, here's a bunch of crap. So I threw my back out when my parents were coming down, and I was trying to vacuum the house really fast, and I killed my back. I lost my voice there for about a week. That was amazing. Oddly enough, you can't cast a video and commentate over it if you don't have a voice. And then just this weekend, I was gonna like go gung-ho and do streams or something. I want to do something really big to get back into it. I was like, oh yeah, everything's great. Just let me have this piece of birthday cake first. As it turns out, the cake is a lie. it gave me food poisoning. So, yeah. It was a little bit past its expiration date. It tasted amazing. It looked great. The frosting was perfect. The frosting was so good. It was all homemade. It was my wife's cake. I was like, I can't not eat this, right? Apparently, I should have not ate it. That's the gist of that. But that's enough about me and why this channel's been kind of stalled out for a little bit. Now we're going to get into the game as he goes ahead and bounces one off that T10. If he'd hit the front part right here, I mean, there's not much to shoot at there, then that shot could have gone in. But unfortunately, he hit right out on the side skirts, and there's no way that shot was going to go in. If it was an HE shell, that would have done some damage, but obviously it wasn't. It was a standard AP, and so it just bounced off. And so it looks like the T10 is currently sitting way back because of the whole artillery thing. On IS-7, ooh, had his engine deck exposed, and he's over angled now. Alex is not going to be able to get a shot into him, either not wanting to or not going to be able to. And ooh, yeah, there we go. Wait, 500 damage, or sorry, 600 damage. This thing averages 750. How did you do 600 damage? That is just unfortunate. That is robbery right there. But oh well. IS-7 manages to get back out of there. I mean, he did put a great shot in, but good lord, 600 damage for an E100 gun. That's wow. Hi. I don't know what that T10 was thinking. Of course that shell was gonna go in. It was like just deer in the headlights. Ah. No, I don't know what the IS-3A is thinking. I mean, a T10 just died facing this thing. Of course, we bounced one off the IS-3A, so maybe the IS-3A thinks that this is all fun and games. That's because you shot him in a silly spot. Yeah. So, never shoot an IS when it's side scraping. Just push around the corner and shoot him. Don't shoot him now. Don't shoot him now. Oh, crying out loud! Now he's tracked. Back out. All right. That didn't go in. You saw it. Stop shooting his spots. No, don't load hate. Just don't shoot him in a spot where it's gonna auto bounce. There you go. Good job. So, he was shooting the sides. He kept putting it into basically the sides, and this is all spaced armor, by the way, right here. And that last shot where he aimed in really tight, that was on the spaced armor. He fired it through one side of just a little bit of armor. It came out this side and probably hit the dirt. Though I don't think it actually made a mark. Okay, so now he's got a T10 gun in the way. Can't shoot the Badger over it. Has to pull right up. He's aiming for the lower plate and does put a nice big whomping hit. Now he's just going to use these guys as cover, which he can totally do. Now, yep, there's the bat chat, which is an auto-loading bat chat. There's 3 shells, so 2 more are quite possibly incoming. The T-34, I don't know what the T-34 was thinking, but aiming straight, like, I mean, there was no way a T-34 was going to be able to stand up to an E100. It's just never going to happen. I guess he assumed he couldn't get out of there, so you might as well stay and fight kind of thing. But it just, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. Now, when I first saw the T-34 sitting there, I thought it was a T-30. I was like, oh, well, that's not why he's not running. He's going to try and blast us before we blast him. Okay, so you actually have to hit the target. Yes, you shot underneath him. So when I said this was going to be a special game, I didn't know how special. It's been an awesome game. of what not to do, followed by what exactly to do. Nice shot. Finishing off the VK. That's a T-34 up on the ridgeline. Unfortunately, not much he could have done about the T-34 unless he wants to put some HE into it. Hitting the front of that turret with HE might do something. Not a lot though. But there's nothing else he can hit the front of that turret with that will do anything. Now, the unfortunate thing about having a big honking gun that does 750 damage per shot is that it takes a serious amount of time to reload this thing. And that being said, if he fires into a target that only has like 30 health left, it still takes the same amount of time to reload. But, you know, he only did 30 damage, so he's going to want to take out targets with higher health pools. But at the same time, he does need to finish people off. So unfortunately, it will result in him firing a bunch of these shots that don't really do anything, but still mean he gets a kill and has to reload the gun again in order to take somebody else on. Now this OHO has been sitting in the cap for a while, and apparently has been damaged at least once. But I don't think he was thinking surprise E100 to the face. But maybe he should have been, because good lord, that looked like it hurt. We're going to reload and try it again. If this OHO's going to let us, and he's going to let us, so bye-bye, sweetheart. It was nice knowing you, but that was just silly. And that gets the silly siren out of our ears as we go ahead and look to kill a badger. The badger is the next nearest thing to us, so that's the next nearest target. Oddly enough, it's actually the... Ooh, A, it's on a decent number of hit points, as long as we don't low roll. And B, it was on a decent number of hit points. And B, it's actually the most dangerous thing in the game. We did 1 damage. One damage. Oh, that's so painful. I mean, I understand he still gets a kill, which is awesome. He has a top gun, which is totally awesome. But man, when you do 1 damage, oh, it sucks, especially when you're using a gun as big as this. Now, if you kill something with 1 damage and your average is like 150 to 250, that's not bad. It's really not a huge chunk of your TPM that just vanished into nothingness. Ooh, nice shot. But when you normally do 750, then every shell needs to do 750 in order for the TPM to actually be something worthwhile. If those shells start dropping down to 1, that's just unfortunate. Now he's looking for the kill on the ISU because he wants that Radley Walters, so he has to snapshot to get the shot in before the FV, which is, you know, it's difficult with this gun to hit things. Of course, makes it a lot easier when you suddenly don't have any competition. So I'm sure he's really glad that the FV just died, as now he can move in and claim one of the 2 artilleries for himself, and that will get him his Radley Walters. Now, it's also noted he's on the edge of the 6K damage club, so assuming he puts 1 more shell into an enemy and it does something more than 250 damage, that will put him into the 6K damage club. It'll get him a Radley Walters, assuming it's a kill, which it should be. I don't know how you do less than 250 damage in E100 without HE. That's not a kill. I don't think that's possible. And so we're going to speed this up a bit because E100s are not fun to watch when they have to go uphill. No, it doesn't look... Oh, man. We need that damage. We need him not to die. Oh, well. He's asking the GW Tiger to get on cap so that even if they get disabled or whatever, They can still win the game. Booyah, right there. 300 damage. The Radley Walter secured. And now we just gotta win the game. Now, oh, thankfully, the Bat Chat is kind enough to tell us where he is. He is down there. Now, the thing is that the GW never got on cap. The Conqueror is making a dash for the cap because he understands what's going on. He's fired 2 shells. It means that artillery only has 1 shell left to go. Now, it will only take 1 shell to kill us, obviously. We are in an E100. We have 17 health left. This is not the most nimble of tanks in the world. However, 4 minutes to cap out. 3 minutes left in the game. If that GW does not get into the cap, which I don't think he's gonna, I think he's too stubborn and not bright enough to understand what's going on. Or he's just... No, he's finally figuring it out. I don't understand why he wasn't in the cap already. He should have been in the cap like 2 minutes ago. When it was obvious that these guys were going to have to push up and around to kill all the artillery, he should just jump in the cap. But I'm thinking he was zoomed in on damage. It's a minute and 36. Yep, we got time to cap it out. And so yeah. Thank you so much for everybody who's stuck with the channel. I've actually gotten some new subscribers since I haven't been here. And so I wanted to give a shout out to Dallas Jackson and Strife. And there's one more I'm going to need to find. And I will mention you by the end of the video, I swear. Master Badge, Ace Tanker, Hand of God, Spotter, Bruiser, Demo Expert, Duelist, and Fire for Effect does, of course, get himself the coveted Radley Walters, High Caliber, and a Top Gun, I guess. So just awesome game altogether. And I did actually want to mention the subscribers who signed up in the past little while I've been absent on videos. So thank you very much to... I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your first name, so I'm just going to skip to the part I know I can pronounce, which is Kobasa. There's Pat Sir Nuto. Sorry. And Kenneth Cole, because Kenneth Cole I can pronounce. So thank you all to those 3, as well as Dallas Jackson and Strife. They also deserve a shout out because thank you. I haven't been here, and yet you guys are still supporting me, and that's awesome, and I'm so grateful. And it wasn't like I chose not to be here, and I'm so glad I can get back to this. So 6,000 damage, 1,300 base experience, more or less, and just actually the GW I guess deserves some props because he's 3rd on experience, but good to God, look how far behind the next two in damage are, or anything. I mean, even experience, they're just so far behind on. Well done. 17 shots fired. 13 of those went in, though all 17 connected with the target, so that's good. And of course, you got to get some damage blocked when you're in E100, and a little bit of spotting, because why not? You might as well get some spying damage in while you're doing everything else in this massive tank. And look at that, he made bank on this thing. Wow. Thank you so much, Alex, for saying this in. Thank you all for watching. Thank you again so much. This is... we're going to be kicking off the MVP program again. So it's going to be a little bit prorated because of the fact that I'm starting so late in this week. I'm actually going to combine this week's and next week's into one thing. And I think I'm going to give out 2 awards. Or maybe just 1. I don't know. We'll see how it goes when we get to next Friday. But anyways, so if you think that Alex deserves the MVP, then go ahead and hit thumbs up. If you think I deserve the subscribers, then please share this. And if in all things, thank the Patreons for they support the channel like nobody else. And thank you all for watching. Have a great night. This is ioEther out.